Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, Sigval here and welcome back. We're going to talk about patch 5.5, and there's a lot of good things that came with patch 5.5, and I'm happy with it overall, and we're going to talk about those good things as well. For me as a content creator, this patch was amazing. The channel has never been so popular. I'm getting a lot of views, making a lot of money. So on the side of YouTube things, I have absolutely nothing to complain about. Everything is going great, and thank you guys so much for watching the videos, commenting and liking them, and subscribe to the channel. It helps out a lot. Thanks yet again. But at the same time, as a player, I find a lot of issues with the game that I don't like at all, and as a content creator I also feel like I have the responsibility to be a voice for you guys, for you who get annoyed and comment on my videos about specific problems that you might be facing. So look, I'm going to do a quick summary of the good stuff. There has never been a patch so huge in terms of content. We got the soul rate, we got 2 new characters, even though one was not added in the game, and we got the league rate. Never ever have we got so much content in one patch. The league rates, even though they have a lot of problems, and we're going to get into that, they have been enjoyable for me. I have had fun with them, and for now, we're going to talk about why not long term, they have revived the league rate community of Injustice 2 Mobile, which is the main community of Injustice 2 Mobile, because that's how the Injustice 2 Mobile community formed for the most part, because you need to coordinate yourself in leagues, and you have a lot of discords with leagues, and they have been more alive than ever with the new league rate release. The free soul rate artifact is absolutely amazing and might be the best artifact that we have ever gotten for free, and it's far better than the pay ones. So overall amazing stuff with this patch. But my girlfriend used to say, when you say something but you put a but in there, everything you said before the but is relevant. But nevertheless, let's go. There are a lot of things and bugs and old bugs that have not been fixed that I want to talk about. First of all, the new bugs. Previously, I'm going to mention at the start of this the constant healing of the classic team and the Black Adam one-shotting phase 1 lock. They don't hurt anybody, nobody minds them, just worth mentioning. By the way, why I haven't done a video on the classic team yet is because I'm holding on to it. When I run out of ideas for content, that's like a backup video. I'll release that whenever I dry up on content I don't have much to release, or when I feel lazy to think more. Now, let's get to the serious issues. League of Anarchy dot damage is acting up and not critting. At first I believed it was an iOS specific problem because I didn't have that problem, but a lot of you guys have had it in the comments, and at some point somebody suggested that it's happening on iOS. And now I also encounter it on Android from time to time, but mainly, as I have seen in the community poll that I made on my main channel, mainly iOS people are going to have this problem at the very least more often. Excuse me, I almost burped there. The Android users are going to have it still, but it's not going to be as often. I'm not sure if it's related to crits or what it is exactly, though that doesn't matter. What matters is that League of Anarchy does less dot damage than it should do in general. It's as simple as that. It's irrelevant how exactly it happens. And yeah, that sucks ass. Also, Dark Metal cards is acting weird because I've seen a lot of mentions of Dark Metal cards not guaranteeing crits a lot of the times, even when not used with the League of Anarchy. So that might need to be taken a look at. Armor Pierce on basic attack hits, at the very least in league rates, I can confirm is not working. It's simply not there. It's not there. It's not doing anything. You're going to hit with your basic attack hits the full defense of the opponent. Black Adam basic combos. This was a bug that's not a new one, even though we're talking about new bugs, but I thought it was worth mentioning because we got the new Black Adam character in the game. And I thought with the addition of a new Black Adam character, they might as well go back and fix the combo of Black Adam. So how does this go, and why is this so frustrating? So when you do your combo, and your combo is going to be tap, 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 swipe right, then you continue it with more taps, you use a special, you do whatever you want to do. But here's the problem in those 4 parts, somewhere in the middle of them. So you go tap, 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 doing your 3 hits, and then transition into a swipe. The problem is the window between the third tap and the swipe is bigger a lot of times than the time for how much you stagger the enemy. So the enemy has a window between your third tap and your swipe to actually hit you back and combo and drop your ass in the middle of your game and kill you straight up with a special. And that doesn't happen very often. It might not even happen every single fight, but when it happens, it's extremely and amazingly annoying. And I was kind of expecting to see a fix to this with the new Black Adam character release, but nah, it's still in there. And those are kind of all the across the game bugs. I'm going to go separately in the soul rate bugs and the league rate bugs. Now Ligrates, again, they are entertaining. I'm glad that they are in the game and I've had a lot of fun with them. But Grodd is going to have old AI. So again, I'm going to make a quick difference between old AI and new AI. There's two types of enemy AI, enemy behavior. The old AI is going to be enemies being able to do specials from anywhere across the fields, or from any amount of combo that they have or they don't have. On the other hand, new AI is going to be an AI that requires the enemy. They can still do specials across the fields if they're far away from you, but only if that special is going to be long range and hit you. And most importantly, before they feel confident to use a special, they're going to have to land 3 hits on you, or 2 hits depending on the character. It doesn't matter if you block those 2 hits, but they're going to try and do that, or jump attack. That's also a thing. And it's very frustrating that the old AI is still in the game, even though most of the game has the new AI system. The old AI is normal difficulty for soul raids. If you ever notice that the AI behavior is different in normal mode than in heroic mode, because normal mode it's dumbass old AI. I have no idea why they do that. It's just stupid. It's absolutely stupid. And the new AI is so much more manageable, and you would want new players' first contact to be with the way they're going to play the game and interact with the enemy for the rest of the game. And yeah, now rant aside about the new AI versus old AI, Grodd has the old AI. Dr. Fate, on the other hand, no longer has the old AI and has new AI, and is going to behave differently from tier 8. Grodd is also going to have a bugged damage cap. It's going to have the tier 8 damage cap. So damage cap is going to be this thing that restricts your damage to not be higher than an enemy's percentage health. The damage cap is going to lock it at 3% of their current health. Well, I'm going to do percentage health to Grodd, and you know how much that's going to be? 3 mil, which is the cap for tier 8. My man has 300 mil health, and you're letting me do 1% of his health instead of 3%, my dude. That is annoying and can get extremely annoying if you're using something like Deathstroke. Next up, we're going to have Boss Dr. Fate, who is going to, if you try to infinite combo him in any way, shape, or form, with like God Killer Swipe Down, with like Puppet of Zatanna, he's going to block after 40 hits. And I know what you might be thinking. How can he block if you have Puppet of Zatanna, if you have unblockable attacks? Well, that's, ladies and gentlemen, is the most annoying interaction I have ever seen in my life. So, how it goes. I'm going to have Puppet of Zatanna on Grodd, right? I'm going to keep hitting him, there's nothing he can do, I have unblockable. But as soon as that combo counter reaches 40 hits, as soon as that happens, he's gonna block. Even though I have unblockable, because I can hear the blocking sound that he does. And when Grodd is going to hit him, even though he's got unblockable, and he's gonna do the first 3 hits unblocked, he's gonna stop the combo, because he's like, oh, this dude is blocking, I can't continue it with the swipe. And I'm like, yes you can, you have unblockable. Grodd's like, nah bro, we're stopping here, he's blocking, there's no getting through. And that's been one of the most frustrating things I've come up against lately. Next up, we have hazard dots and crit and lethal immunity all over the place. Look, I understand the need to limit Batwoman the Drone's potential in league rates, and I understand the fact that it wouldn't be the most entertaining thing to have every single fight killed in one shot by Batwoman the Drowned, but at the same time that wouldn't have been the case in the first place. Because a lot of fights would be kind of annoying for her to deal with, would be kind of hard for her to have an optimal gameplay. And second of all, I'm not a fan of crit resistance, lethal resistance, dot resistance, hazard dot resistance. That sucks ass. You need better ways to balance stuff than straight up restricting it in that specific fights. And all the sub-bosses, except for the AI change between Grodd and Dr. Fate, don't have any new interesting mechanics, they just have different modifiers, which don't make them harder to fight, but make them more restrictive in terms of the teams that you're going to use against them. Phase 1 to Phase 4, I do like what they did with them for the most part. I feel like Phase 3 is far more enjoyable. I don't like the dot immunity in Phase 4, but overall I feel like they have some mechanics that you can engage with. Though boy, I can't jump over the ball in Phase 2. How can I counter the ball in Phase 2? But nevertheless, that's also an interesting mechanic if you ask me. There's a lot of good stuff with Phase 1 to Phase 4. Overall, I like it, though it could have been done better. Those are the bosses. A little bit whining about them, a little bit of complaints, but look, all this stuff we can deal with. We can deal with bugs, we can play around with bugs. If you decide to not fix them, we can call them mechanics if that makes you feel happy, but we have to have a reason to do so. And currently there's no reason to, because the rewards are dog shit. Everybody playing tier 9 and tier 10 is playing it for fun right now, because the rewards are not worth the struggle, and that fun is not gonna last forever. People are gonna get bored, so people were expecting something else out of this. Maybe some artifact reforges, not too many, maybe 5 artifact reforges, the shitty ones, the brown ones, for the number 1, but something in addition, maybe some solid artifact drops, even though at low chance, but no, we get gear materials. Anybody that pulls their weight in tier 9 and tier 10 will no longer need gear materials because they have that from soul rates. We get a bit more credits. Nobody needs credits if they're in tier 9 and tier 10. And the rewards, and they increase the chances for the rare Azure artifact drops. If you're in the top spots, you're gonna have a high chance for all blades and for the other artifacts that are considered rare drops. And yeah, the only people who benefit from this are going to be new players. Like, if you stick some new players in tier 9 and tier 10 for a little bit better rewards, they're gonna get a bit more credit materials, gear materials, a bit more credits, but they're never gonna be able to engage with the boss mechanics because they're gonna get absolutely destroyed, so they're not getting to play the game. And the second thing is that, well, it is good that those people are going to benefit somewhat from it. Those are not really the people that you should look for to reward. Like, reward them as well, don't get me wrong, but you need to do the rewards good enough, and if they're good enough to benefit everybody, they're gonna be obviously good enough and better for new players as well. You need to benefit the people who carry tier 9 and tier 10, the people who can actually pull their weight in tier 9 and tier 10 and carry it if you're gonna put some new accounts in there for faster growth, are going to be people for who the rewards are currently 100% useless. And when they get bored, there's nobody gonna carry the new accounts in the higher tier rates. And yeah, the rewards are garbage, absolutely garbage. They increase the level of the gear drops to like 70, but again, people who actually pull their weight in this don't care about that one bit because they have basically infinite gear materials at this point from soul rates. And yeah, on the next topic, soul rates. Do you test this shit? Did you ever play against Vixen, got stunned while blocking and believed that's fine? Like what the hell, bro? Did you copy-paste Darkseid from Dawn of Apocalypse, my dude? And remove the insta-kill on super move, but forgot to remove the infinite super move? Oh, how unfortunate. What's up with bosses randomly doing super move after half a power bar? Look, I really like this Soul Raid's core idea, because across all the main bosses at the very least, it's a visible effort to try to introduce new and engaging mechanics. And it's successful for the most part. As far as raid mechanics go, this might be one of the more interesting and more engaging soul raids we've had so far. And this is a complaint that I had in the past, where I said that the soul raid bosses are repetitive and you get the same mechanics every single time, there's no innovation, and for the most part they actually improved on that. But I could not give less of a shit about Martian Manhunter's mechanics and his great design when he is going to use super move randomly when he has only 5 power bars and one-shot my damage dealer, my dudes. And in moments like this, when the enemy is having 5 power bars and you see a super move out of nowhere, your damage dealer gets one-shot, you're trying to look, where did I do the mistake that I get punished for? What could I have done better to not get stunned by a Vixen who can stun me through the block with basic attack hits? And when there's no answer for counterplay, the answer to where did I do wrong was, well, I did wrong when I installed the game, apparently, because there's no counterplay to this. And one last part of this video, bugs that are not fixed. And this pisses me off the most, because look, fixed an issue with Hush's Nemesis passive affecting Martian Manhunter Special 2. This is an example of what they fixed with this patch. Who the fuck cares about this thing specifically? Like, if this was one of the last remaining bugs in the game, I would care. I would be very happy for Hush and Martian Manhunter Special 2 and passives having proper interactions and proper effects. But there's stuff that has been bugged in the game for such a long time that it's going to become a feature at this point. Just like Cyborg does not generate power when resisting stuns, Zatanna's tagging 3 patches later after release is still bugged, Black Adam is getting interrupted in the middle of the combo, Atrastos still has a delay on the passive trigger, though for some reason he right now reflects stun as well with the reflective shield. And look, if you don't want to fix Atrastos' delay on tagging buff, we can do a deal. Like, the reflection of stun is a pretty fair trait, to be honest. we can leave it at that. But the list of bugs goes on, and the more it goes on, the more people are going to either forget about it or accept it as a feature. Did anybody mention that Justice Flash is bugged since release? Did you hear anybody complain about that? No, because it has never been fixed. He's the only character in the game that has a longer tagging than normal. This man is supposed to be the fastest man alive, but he takes the longest to tag back into the fight, and there's no character in the game that has this problem, except for him. And it's been for so long in the game that people just see it as a feature. That's just the way Flash is. He's a little bit cheeky in that regard. No, fix your goddamn shit. But yeah, this is all I had to say for this video. For the most part, I think the good about this update outweighs the bad things about this update, but I think they're all worth mentioning. The League of Anarchy dot bug is pretty damn annoying and pretty damn cringe. All that being said, thanks so much for watching. Let me know in the comments what you think about this video, what's your opinion, any bugs that I forgot to mention. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye!